Web development is the art and science, the meticulous craft, and the innovative process of creating websites. It's about bringing ideas to life in the digital realm, shaping user experiences and solving problems through elegant code. Every site you visit, from the simplest blog to news to shopping, each one a unique digital creation, was built by a web developer. These are the architects of the internet, the individuals who translate concepts into interactive realities. They use special languages, a diverse toolkit of coding languages and frameworks, to tell computers what to show, how to present information, and how to act. They define the behavior of every button, every form, every interactive element you encounter. Learning web development means embarking on a journey of creativity and problem solving. You're building a part of the digital world. You're contributing to the ever-evolving landscape of the internet. It's a powerful skill in today's tech-driven society, a skill that's increasingly valuable across countless industries, opening doors to new careers, offering opportunities for growth and innovation, and creative projects. It allows you to express your ideas and build solutions for real-world problems. Businesses, artists, and writers, entrepreneurs and educators all need websites to reach their audiences. A well-designed website is essential for communication, marketing, and building a strong online presence. Web development isn't just about looks. It's not solely about aesthetics and visual appeal. It's about creating useful, accessible tools, designing intuitive interfaces people use every day. It's about crafting experiences that are both engaging and functional. Understanding how websites are made, gaining insight into the underlying structure and logic, gives you a deeper appreciation for the technology you use, a greater understanding of the digital world around you, and empowers you to contribute. It allows you to become an active participant in shaping the future of the web. This guide is your starting point, your initial foray into the world of web development. We'll break down complex ideas into simple, manageable pieces, making the learning process approachable and enjoyable. No jargon overload. We'll avoid overwhelming you with technical terms and focus on building a solid understanding of the fundamentals. We'll explore what a website is, its fundamental components, how it works, the intricate dance between browsers and servers, and the languages used to build it. We'll introduce you to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, the core technologies of the web. Our goal to give you a clear map for your learning journey. We want to provide you with a structured path, guiding you from beginner to confident web developer. Web development is something anyone can learn, regardless of background or prior experience, with curiosity and a bit of guidance. All it takes is a willingness to learn and a desire to create. By the end, you'll have a solid foundation, a strong base upon which to build your web development skills and understand the key concepts every web developer needs. You'll be equipped with the knowledge and skills to tackle more advanced topics. You'll see how different technologies fit together, how they interact and complement each other to create the web. You'll gain a holistic understanding of the web development ecosystem. This knowledge will transform you, shifting your perspective and empowering you to create, from a passive user simply consuming content, into someone who understands how the internet is built. You'll become an informed and engaged participant in the digital world. This is the first step on a journey, the beginning of an exciting adventure into the world of code that can lead to a rewarding hobby, a fulfilling pastime that allows you to express your creativity, a new career, a path to professional growth and financial security, or simply a better understanding of the digital world. It's about empowering yourself with the knowledge and skills to navigate and shape the future. Let's start with the very basics of the web. We'll explore the core components that make up the online world as we know it. This includes websites, the individual pages within them, the browsers we use to view them, and the servers that host them. Understanding these elements is crucial before diving into the more complex aspects of web development. A website is like a book. Think of it as a digital book. A collection of related pages carefully organized under one single address. It's a central hub for information, services, or anything else its creator wants to share. Each page within the website is like a chapter in that book, with its own unique address, also known as a URL or Uniform Resource Locator. This address allows you to directly access that specific page. When you click a link on a web page, you're essentially turning the page, moving from one page to another within the same site, or even jumping to a completely different website. To view these websites and their pages, you need a special piece of software called a web browser. There are many different web browsers available, like Chrome, Firefox, each with its own unique features and interface. or Safari, which is commonly used on Apple devices. The browser's primary job is to read the code that makes up a web page. It then interprets that code and displays the text, images, and interactive buttons you see on your screen. Without a browser to interpret it, a web page would just be a plain text file full of code, unreadable and unusable for most people. The browser therefore acts as your window to the vast world of the internet, allowing you to explore and interact with countless websites. Now, where are all these website files stored? The answer is servers. Servers are powerful computers specifically designed to store all the files and data that make up a website. When you type a website address into your browser's address bar, your browser sends a request to the server hosting that website, asking for the specific page you want to view. The server then processes your request, gathers all the necessary files and sends them back to your browser, which then displays the page on your screen. This entire process, from typing the address to seeing the fully loaded page, all happens in a matter of seconds, thanks to the speed of modern networks and servers. In this analogy, the server is like a vast library filled with countless books, or in this case, website files. And just like a good library, it's always ready to serve up the specific page you want, anytime you need it, from anywhere in the world. Understanding these fundamental concepts, websites, pages, browsers, and servers, is the bedrock upon which everything else in web development is built. Now that we have a grasp of the basic structure of the web, let's delve into the specific languages that make it all work behind the scenes. Have you ever wondered what makes a website tick? What's the underlying structure that brings all the content together? Well, the answer lies in HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It's the foundational language, the skeleton of every web page. Think of it as the basic blueprint upon which everything else is built. Without HTML, the web as we know it wouldn't exist. It provides the structure and content, defining how different elements are organized and displayed. It's the backbone that holds everything together. Just like the frame of a house, HTML provides the essential framework. It's the initial step in constructing any web page, big or small. HTML uses tags to define headings, paragraphs, and other elements. These tags act as instructions to the browser, telling it how to interpret and display the content. These tags create lists, embed links, and display images. They are the building blocks that bring your content to life on the screen. It's the first language every web developer learns, and for good reason. It's the gateway to understanding how websites are built and how they function. Now, it's important to understand that HTML isn't a programming language in the traditional sense. You can't write complex algorithms or create dynamic applications with it alone. Instead, it's a markup language. It's designed to structure and present content, not to perform calculations or execute commands. It marks up content, telling the browser what each part is and how it should be displayed. It provides the context and meaning behind the text and images you see. For example, a P tag marks a paragraph, indicating that the enclosed text should be treated as a distinct block of content. Similarly, an H1 tag marks a main heading, signaling the most important title on the page. These tags provide semantic meaning to the content. This structure is crucial not only for visual presentation, but also for search engines and accessibility tools. It helps them understand the content and its organization. Every HTML document follows a basic structure, a standard format that ensures consistency and compatibility across different browsers. This structure includes a declaration, an HTML tag, and two main parts that form the foundation of every web page. These two main parts are the head and the body, each serving a distinct purpose in defining the content and behavior of the page. The head contains meta information about the page, such as the title that appears in the Browser tab, as well as links to style sheets and scripts. The body, on the other hand, contains all the visible content that users see and interact with on the page. This includes text, images, links, and any other elements that make up the user interface. Learning HTML is essentially about understanding these tags and what they do, how they can be combined to create different layouts and structures. You only need a handful of basic tags to start building simple pages, and with practice you'll quickly expand your knowledge and capabilities. HTML defines the what of your content, specifying the type and purpose of each element on the page. It answers the questions, what's a heading, what's a list, what's an image, and how do they relate to each other? By defining this structure, you create a solid base for everything else, allowing you to add styling and interactivity with other technologies. Mastering HTML is your first step to building on the web, and it's a skill that will serve you well throughout your web development journey. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, the design language of the web. If HTML is the skeleton, CSS is the interior and exterior design. CSS controls colors, fonts, spacing, layout, and even animations. It separates content, HTML, from presentation, CSS, making websites easier to manage. CSS works by selecting HTML elements and applying style rules. For example, you can make all headings blue or set a specific font for paragraphs. The cascading part means styles can be inherited and combined, letting you set general styles and then customize specific elements. Learning CSS is like learning to be a designer. Start with color and font, then move to layout techniques like flexbox and grid. CSS makes your site look great on any device. It transforms plain HTML into a polished, user-friendly experience. With CSS, you bring your web pages to life. It's the key to making your site stand out visually. JavaScript brings interactivity to websites. If HTML is structure and CSS is style, JavaScript is action. It's a programming language that runs in the browser, making pages dynamic and responsive. Click a button and see a pop-up, that's JavaScript. Fill out a form and get instant feedback, also JavaScript. Unlike HTML and CSS, JavaScript can perform logic, make decisions, and change the page after it loads. You can start with small scripts, like showing a message when a button is clicked. JavaScript listens for user actions and responds in real time. As you learn more, you can build complex applications, like social media feeds or interactive games. JavaScript is the engine behind modern web apps. Start small, focus on user interaction, and build your skills from there. It's the third essential pillar of front-end web development. Let's put it all together. Your first web page. All you need is a simple text editor like Notepad or TextEdit. Open your editor and create a new file. We'll combine HTML for structure, CSS for style, and JavaScript for a simple interaction. Here's the code, my first page. Web development has two main sides, front-end and back-end. Front-end is everything users see and interact with. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Front-end developers turn designs into interactive websites, focusing on layout, style, and user experience. They use frameworks like React or Vue.js to build complex interfaces. Back-end is what happens behind the scenes, on the server. It handles databases, user logins, and the logic that powers the site. Back-end developers use languages like Node.js, Python, or PHP, and work with databases like MySQL or MongoDB. They build APIs that the front end uses to get data. For example, when you see your social media feed, the front end asks the back end for the latest posts. Both sides work together to create a seamless experience. Some developers do both. They're called full-stack developers. Understanding both sides helps you choose your path. Now let's look at resources to help you get started. The right tools and resources make learning web development easier. For code editing, try Visual Studio Code. It's free and packed with helpful features. Online learning platforms like FreeCodeCamp, the Odin Project, and MDN WebDocs are fantastic for beginners. FreeCodeCamp offers interactive exercises. The Odin Project is project-based. MDN is the go-to reference for web tech. Community is key. Sites like Stack Overflow, Discord, and Reddit's R-Learn programming offer support and advice. Share your progress, ask questions, and learn from others. Practice is your most important tool. Build small projects, recreate a simple website, or make a personal portfolio. Each project teaches you something new. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every developer does. Persistence and curiosity are your best friends. Use these resources to explore, experiment, and grow. The more you build, the more you'll learn. You've taken your first step into web development. We've covered the basics: servers, browsers, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and building your first page. This foundation is your launchpad. The internet is now a place you can help build. Learning web development is a journey. Be patient and persistent. Challenges and mistakes are part of the process. Break problems into small pieces and celebrate your progress. Explore front-end, back-end, or both. Follow what excites you. Use the tools and resources we discussed to keep learning. Don't wait until you know everything, just start building. Technology is always changing. The best developers are lifelong learners. Open your code editor and make something today. It doesn't have to be perfect. The act of building is what matters. Your journey as a web developer has begun. Welcome to the community. We can't wait to see what you create.